snitched. And I'm talking about famous rappers.
Right.
You know, we could think T.I., Snoop Dogg. Both of them, allegedly, from what I hear, they snitched. They went on court. They said some shit. I don't know the details of it, but, you know, and they just brushed off and kept it pushing.
I think it's just it's social media. I think social media has pretty much intertwined with the gang life. In other words, back in the days, you a banger. Nobody knew who the fuck you were outside your city. Pretty much.
Everybody knew me, homie. Everybody knew me, dog.
Yeah, in your head, Dick. Outside your city or outside maybe, that little area.
Outside the bubble. Outside the box.
Outside the bubble there. There you go, homeboy. Outside that bubble, nobody really knew you. Now you ain't gangster until you're gangster on the gram. Or until you're a gangster on YouTube. If you're a gangster on the gram and YouTube, that was a gangster.
Because that's the thing, is like how you say, real gangsters are not trying to be seen. And people that want to be gangsters want to be seen because they want to become gangster.
Yeah.
So it's the opposite of what actually it is.
Yeah. I think...
So you guys are trying to say Tekashi's gangster?
He's a wannabe. He's a wannabe because he was never really a gangster. What did he do? He didn't really bang. He was just part of an organization, part of something that they used him.
But Tekashi is what the rap game is, brother. I'll give you two great examples.
Fake. You're saying that's what you're saying.
Yeah, most of the guys who are gangster on there that are at the highest level are fucking made up. You got Rick Ross, who stole his name from the real freeway Rick Ross out here.
CO, right? He was a CO?
He was a fucking correctional officer, brother.
Oh, shit.
I don't know who Rick Ross is.
Oh, you don't know Push It to the Limit? Come on, homeboy. No, he's
Every day I'm hustling? Never
I heard that one.
Every day I'm hustling. Yeah.
Okay.
That's him.
Rick Ross is, if you never knew anything about him history-wise, you would look at Rick Ross and say, damn, this fool a boss. That's what he goes under. He's Rick Ross the boss. And
he has a city called Teflon Don.
There you go. All his shit. All his shit is about him pushing weight, pushing dope in Miami, Dade County. You would think he's the biggest dope dealer in American history. Truth comes out, and he tried to hide it for a while. He got real pissed off when people would bring it up to him that he was a correctional officer. He's got this goofy ass picture when he was like in his, I don't know, late 20s.
He was younger. Yeah, he was younger.
Late 20s. And he pretty much got the persona and took Rick Ross, Freeway Rick Ross out here in LA, took his name. And he made
That Freeway Rick Ross is really humble, huh?
Yeah. The real one.
The one that was talking on Vlad, right?
Yeah.
The real one.
He did a thing on Vlad TV.
I think he's from East Coast, if I'm not wrong.
No.
Or
what, like gang-wise?
Yeah.
No, Rick Ross was never a gang.
Never? He just fucked with him.
He's a hustler, homeboy. He was a hustler. He was a straight hustler in the dope game. And him, the same thing happened to this poor guy, dude. He got busted for selling dope, right? And I think in 94, 95, he got out after doing a couple bids. And this time he came out, his kids were like, I could be wrong, but I think they're early, like 7 to 13. And they're like, Dad, we don't want you to keep going in prison, this and that. He's like, I promised my kids I wouldn't do it anymore, right? So what's he doing? He gets a phone call from his old plug. His old plug is a guy that's a Colombian. His old plug comes and calls him, said, man, I know you're not doing it, but I need to do this. I need to get some dope. I need to get like 100 keys. And this fool kind of didn't want to. He was trying to push like positivity, changing the community.
But he bit into it.
He bit into it. The crazy part was that fool that fucking...
He was working for the feds.
No, he was in federal prison. They let him out to come do the dope deal.
Huh?
That's what the feds do, brother. That's what the feds do. They let the guy out of federal prison, come out, do the dope deal, boom, we got you, Ross. Now that fool is back in Colombia. They say he has a couple manufacturing companies out there, and he's fucking living a regular, normal life. But when they asked, this was a crazy part, when I saw him on the Vlad interview, when they asked Rick Ross, if that guy were walking in the room right now, would you have animosity and hate for them? He's like, nope, I wouldn't have no animosity, I wouldn't have any hate. What people don't understand is, that's what you're doing in doping. You're always fucking somebody. You know, you're getting turned on or somebody's turning on you. It's just a bunch of greed and fucking destruction. But he's a humble son of a bitch. He sued the fucking rapper Rick Ross.
Yeah, Rick Ross for $1 million, right? Or some shit like that.
More. He stole his persona. But you know what the fucked up part was? It was statute of limitations. That's where he lost. And if a federal prison, let's say I sue you, right? If I sue you for a grip of money, you got a bunch of lawyers, and you fight it and you win in a federal prison because it's a white fucking. Whatever fucking money you use on lawyers, I have to pay for it.
Yeah. That's the same thing they did with me when they tried to sue me. That's the same thing they said.
Yeah, so fucking...
Like they flipped the script and then they fuck you.
Yeah, so there you go. You got. I just gave you a little breakdown on Rick Ross. You got another one that's huge is Drake, homeboy. Drake got ties to the mob, this, and that. Drake's just...
I heard someone say that his dad or something like that came out and said that all these things he said about his dad is not true. It's just for rapping. It's
No,
just
yeah, of course it is. No, I'm not...
You know what I'm saying? Promote his shit.
And I'm not hating on those guys at all, dude.
Nah, you got some bangers, dude. You got some bangers. You know?
Huh?
Why is he singing all Mexican music? Not Mexican music, but Spanish.
Who?
Who, me?
Drake? You don't even speak Spanish, right?
Not that I know of. He's Canadian. He's a Jewish. Yeah, he's a Jewish Canadian, bro.
A Jewish Canadian.
Oh my god! You haven't seen a picture of him when he used to be a Disney kid.
When I was in Old Folsom, I used to watch this show called Degrassi. He was the guy in the wheelchair. He was the guy in the wheelchair got shot. He was a basketball player. He got shot. He's the guy in the wheelchair, bro.
Was it like a Nickelodeon show or something?
Yeah, it was like some shit that came out there. It's called Degrassi.
So what the fuck are you in Old Folsom doing watching fucking Degrassi?
Because you're on lockdown, motherfucker. I'm A2B. What do you mean? I'm A2B. I can't come out on the weekend, dog. So I have a TV and I'm sitting there and I'm watching Tubo. What else you do?
You are what now?
We're watching Tubo. That's it.
A2B?
A2B, yeah.
What's that?
A2B, you can't come out on the weekends. You have no privileges unless you have a job. You get A1A and you get to go out. No, close custody is like you can't come out after 3. You can't come after 5.
Yeah, because I know there's multiple counts. I had
I think it's close A, close B,
but
and
I don't know if it's changed.
then it goes A2B, and then it's A1A.
I don't hear it no more.
Yeah, A1A.
What's that?
I don't hear it no more.
You don't hear what? Huh?
Me.
My voice.
Oh, there you go.
They turn me down. So it's like I was saying. It was there's I think it's A1A, A2B, and there's close A, close B custody.
You want to hear a funny story?
Absolutely.
Let's give it to us.
When I hit Corcoran, right? Hey, my wife tells me all the time, give it to me. No, I'm playing. Hey, check it out here. I go to Corcoran, right? And go to the classification committee and shit. I'm hitting the level 4. I know when I hit the 4, my points are up there. I go into before the board, the ICC, and they tell me,
well, you went to committee. You went to committee to get kicked out.
Do we have to put you on close custody? I was like, what? Nah, fuck that. I can handle a main line. I thought
they were no, it's because it's like I said, A1A.
Because when you go in, you don't know all this stuff. You don't know it. So when she says close custody, I had never heard that shit. I'm like,
what do you think it was?
I thought they were asking me to PC up. And I was like, fuck that. I couldn't handle mainline. What the fuck?
Oh, well, I don't know what close custody is. What the hell's close custody?
No, okay, well, I'm about to explain to you.
Extra counts.
It's A1A is when you have a job, so you get privileges. You go out night yard, or if they have night yard, you get out to go on the weekend. If they have weekend, and A2B is you just got there, you ain't got no job, you ain't got shit going. So guess what? You only come out when you have the regular yard, Monday through Friday. The weekends you're in your cell.
That's right.
And if you're close custody, close A and close B, I think it's close A. They check you after 3 p.m. You can't go out of your cell no more.
You were too pumped up.
And then close B is after 5. You can't come out no more. Some shit like that.
I ain't checking in, fool. What the fuck?
Yeah. Corcoran used to have us line up on the fence. By the chow hall all the way in the corner.
I think even your ID would say, like close custody.
And then he would come over there and then they would walk by and count you. Boom, boom, and yard. You're in yard. Show me ID. All right, get out of there. But I thought they were asking me to PC. I was like, what?
What year did you get out, Sonny?
2000.
2000. You went in when?
I went in 2009.
2009.
Yes, after I beat my murder case, 2009.
I'm sure by the time you left and by the time he went in, the program got much smaller, dude, as far as time being out in the yard, or was it the same, you think?
Well, it depends what yard you get. Every prison's like a different yard, my boy.
Well, I was in the 270 yard.
Okay.
And it was, that just started.
It just opened up?
It just okay, before, the 270 is when he's upper tier, lower tier, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Before, it was just all mixed. Didn't matter.
They didn't give a fuck.
Everybody came out.
Well, I think in certain places where you go, that's where they run
270, it. Then they were running 270, upper, lower, and that's what it was until I left. But, things were, that's when people start talking about 180 yards and shit. I was like, what the fuck?
But I heard of 270. I know we had a building. They called them 270 building. This was like fucking.
I think when they say 270, it's just the design of the building, how they are like this. ABC 180 is just fucking flat, and you have fucking 8 cells on top, 8 cells down. You know.
So back in
when different pods, that's it.
Back in those days, I keep hearing that there was no protective custody.
No.
So. But I know there was guys that were in protective custody. So where's the misconception? Where am I losing?
Well, there were certain yards like I don't even think,
CMC. No, hold on. Those were just yards that we couldn't go to. I think like from what I hear, from what I know, from my knowledge, from fucking talking to these certain people, from being in the system, back then there wasn't no like, if you PC up, nobody knew where you went. You just
disappeared.
where you go? Okay, he's no good. That's it.
Well, see, that's.
It wasn't like, oh, you're going here, you're no good. Like, it wasn't like that.
That was true. But there's always, in the system was so small that no matter where you went, you were always going to run across somebody that you know. So, that somebody drive up, and if they they told on, hey, that motherfucker's no good.
Well, I mean,
those are checking, they're done. And they didn't bounce them around. Dude.
But there had to be.
There was like CMCEs
prison that took guys who would straight.
I think it was Tehachapi.
So
because there was a time when Tehachapi where you couldn't be there.
No. Not when I was there.
You couldn't be there. You get there and you got to get off. You got to pedal to the metal.
CMCEs and Vacaville. Those are the two that I know of that you really couldn't, homies couldn't be on. And then certain yard in
well, that's what I figured, because I know guys from the fucking 80s that were snitching, and I mean murder snitches, 90s snitch for murders. I mean fools that they're not going to be in any yard, so there had to be a yard where these.
Yeah, but a lot of those guys got bounced around where it was really fucked up from spot to spot.
That shit. I mean,
that's what as far as I know. You know what I mean? But there was Vacaville, which was a medical yard.
Yes,
and CMCEs. So you couldn't be at neither one of those spots.
Let's reel this bad boy back in, and continue with the hip hop type thing we're talking about. We were talking earlier, and this I was gonna bring up, or I wasn't gonna bring it up. Sharky told me, "Hey, do you need to bring it up?" You told me. I had a couple of people hit me up about it. It was that video with
YG. Yes.
What is it? Yes, Loko, the song?
Go Loko. Yes.
Go Loko. You know what
song
that is?
No.
Okay, let me ask him. I have a question for you, right? Have you seen it? You never seen the video? Nothing? You never?
No.
Okay, well, pretty much like he's being a homie. He's fucking got the mariachi going. He's dressed up as a homie, and he's pretty impersonating the homies. Okay. Mexican.
Mexicano.
And he's always Maria. Like it's like if he was a homie, dude.
Is he Raza?
No, he's black. What do you mean?
He's
black.
He's a blood.
But my question was, like I told him, I was listening to Tony Vision's podcast.
Hit the mic.
Okay.
I was listening to Tony Vision's podcast, and he was having a conversation with Mr. D from Southland, because he was in the video. Him, Kleber from Brownside. There's certain individuals in the video that came out in Tyga's part. Right. I don't know if you guys ever watched the video. Pay attention. And pretty much, I mean, he said it was a business deal, whatever. But at the end of the day, it's like, dude, how is YG doing this video and like people take it like it's whatever,
like it's cool,
And the perfect thing happened this morning. I look at my Instagram. What did Kim Kardashian do? She took a picture, dressed, impersonating a black woman, trying to be beautiful, and guess what? People are bashing her.
Yeah,
and people are bashing her. Why can't we do that?
Blackface.
And all she did was put black wig on, look kind of black, and took a pose and took a picture, and people took offense to it. So how is that different from fucking YG fucking going over there and trying to sing a fucking Mexican song?
Maybe Kim Kardashian.
Not necessarily singing a Mexican song, but I mean,
I'll tell you why it is.
The style, that everything from that fucking video.
Kardashian is mainline for one. YG is not mainline. He's not.
YG is mainline.
No, I don't even know who he is, though.
Okay.
I've heard his name.
Okay.
I heard YG before.
When we take a break right now, I'll put some music for you. You're gonna recognize him. You're gonna recognize him.
You not knowing who YG is.
I heard the name before. I heard YG before.
It's like saying a great grandpa doesn't know who YG is. You're not supposed to know who YG is. Okay, but why?
I stay in my lane, fool. Stay in my lane.
YG is.
Don't make me put you on the list.
YG is.
Yes.
Don't make me put you on the list, homie.
Hey.
We'll talk about the list. Fuck. All right, you know what? Let's bring it up. Sonny's got a list.
All right, I'm putting you on the fucking list, homie.
Sonny's got a list.
The fucking bastard.
Sonny's got the list.
Don't do this shit, homie.
Hey, you know who you're gonna have to put on the list? Sonny, yeah, I've been on.
I need your social security number too. Social security, weight, height.
Hey, Sonny, you might have to put on the list. Misfit, I hit you up. You told me you're down. Hit you up again. You haven't got back at me, homie. Let's do this. I want to get you on the podcast. I think you'll be a great guest over here. So other than that, let's keep it rolling. YG can do that because the African American community has
do whatever they want and nobody's gonna give them a problem.
Wait! Stop getting so racist so quick.
I'm not being racist.
The African American community has got the gear of the media and of the appalled and of even white people, even young Mexican American kids, when I say that, I mean all Latino kids, all behind them. They've got that gear already with them. So when they get offended, everybody else starts getting offended. And they start fucking acting like they're victims or this. And I'm not talking about the majority. I'm talking about a few individuals, but they have a lot of influence in the media. That's when somebody was telling on the comments on when we did the one on some Hollywood stuff, and they were saying, well, why do you care about music and Hollywood this? Because that's the influence. That's the influence that makes other fucking...
Exactly. That's how our children see. That's how our children go by.
But
that's what they listen to.
But why do I think YG meant to do it disrespectfully? Absolutely not. Do I think the homies that were at the video thought it was disrespectful? No, them fools are just trying to get on there, trying to get on.
Business. Yeah, it's money.
But what is it disrespectful? Yeah, it's disrespectful, dude. That would be like, imagine Misfit putting a shadiki on, right? African attire
with an afro.
Yeah, with the afro with a bunch of black ladies and Bloods and Crips, and he's talking about Shaniqua instead of Maria.
Hey,
a black guy.
That would be all out war. Huh? They will go all off.
Yeah.
Racist. He's racist. He's this.
You know what, dog? Look at the way I see it. I'm not trying to be racist. I'm not trying to trip. The blacks are allowed to say whatever they want. They're basically the only ones that can yell racism. So when they do it, it's all right.
But when we do it, it's not okay.
Yeah, it's not okay.
Then what it is, it has to be even playfield.
They feel they have the right to call people out on anything they want. And nobody can tell them anything because they're black.
So what does that make them? Because they're black, they're untouchable?
To them, they feel like they went through slavery. They've had the civil rights issues, that they're the ones that been persecuted their whole lives. To them.
But we have been there with them too. If you look if you look at history, dude, there's a lot of places where say no blacks, no Mexicans, no browns.
Right.
So we had a part of that too. We're
I understand
we're in there with them. We just don't put it out there like that. We don't complain about it. But we weren't the majority there. But we were a part of that. We were a victim of that too. If the white man victimized us too in a way.
Yeah, of course.
But they're always talking about they were the last ones to get civil rights, this and that. And all reality was Native American Indians that had the last ones to get the rights.
Oh yeah, but no,
they were in their mid-70s.
The people who got it the worst. Let's talk about American history for a second. The people who got it the worst
was Native Americans.
When's the last time you went to fucking?
They got slaughtered, bro.
Yeah, they got slaughtered.
They got slaughtered.
They got bamboozled. They got taken out. It's literally. Could you imagine if they told African Americans, okay, this is your little city. Here's where you live. Federal law, this and that. You stay there. Stay there, and we're gonna pay you to stay there. No. You're
right.
You're pretty much. You're stuck there, dude. And people say, "Oh, well, that's the ghetto." No. You can get out the ghetto. You can work out the ghetto. And most of the time, the ghetto is just in your fucking mind. It ain't even out there in the streets. But if anything, I look at what they did or what they're doing African Americans. I'm like, they're doing the right thing, brother. Why? Because they're getting attention to their causes. Whether you agree,
no, they speak up for themselves. There's no dispute about that. There are some that are really, really articulate with their words and know how to express themselves and they doing the right things. But then there's other blacks that just don't give a rat's ass, and they feel like, oh, we went through slavery, we went through this and this. I hate to tell you this, but I don't know any slaves alive left. Well, what I mean? That I know.
Well, no, that's yes and no. That could sound insensitive, but the thing is, they have gone through all kind of shit. They've been. The only difference between us and them is we don't speak up. And the why we don't speak up. I was out to dinner with my wife yesterday, and we're talking about something like this, right? And she's like, "Yeah, but because and we all say it, and we all kind of feel the same way. Chicanos, Mexicanos, we work, we don't complain, we just do our shit." I said, "Yeah, but how's that been working out for us? Political wise, movement wise? How has us been? I'm done.
Get left quiet. In the back burner.
Yeah, I'm done being quiet because what we are is, like I said before, we're that hardworking fucking Latino, Chicano, Mexican, whatever you want to call them. Hardworking guys who work at the company for 20 years, have never asked for a raise, and the boss is just, he ain't asked me for a raise. Fuck it. He's content. And then you got this other guy who came in there, hasn't worked as much, is kind of lazy, and he keeps saying, I need a raise, I need this, and he keeps giving it to him. Just because we're the hard workers, like, fuck it, they're not asking. But you know what? I'm asking, dude. We need to get put on. We need to fucking start making our voice be heard. We need to start fucking letting people know, hey, dude, we have an issue too. And it's not that we're fucking whining.
Not even just that, just talking about it, dude. Just bringing it up, being aware of it, being aware of everything, dude.
Being aware of it. And
because eventually it's going to touch somebody. And it might not be our message, but it might be somebody else's message that touches a person that actually can make that next move for us.
Absolutely, brother. And that's what this is about. Man. It's about us talking, communicating, reaching out to other guys.
And putting you on the lista.
Don't put me on the list. Don't put me on the list. All right, guys. So with that being said, right now we're gonna take a small break. Here we go. I'm gonna leave you with the bro. This is my boy Sonny.
Shit.
Should I say something since I seen the video now?
Oh yeah, absolutely, brother. We just finished. Welcome back, everybody. We just finished watching the video for Big Sonny Boy, and go ahead, Sonny. Go on, YG Go Loko.
That video is offensive.
Thank you.
For one, you're flying a Puerto Rican flag, and he has mariachis. That's a Mexican thing, mariachis. That's not a YG. It's not a YG. It's not a black thing. It's not a Puerto Rican thing. The way he's dressed, like a mariachi. There was 2 flags out there, and neither one of them were Mexican. And then we got homies in the background that basically sold their soul for a couple bucks to be in that video. The music sounded good, but
business,
at the same time,
is business in a way. But
you know what, dude? Everybody has to have some kind of
morals
of what they're going to do, what they're willing to do for that money.
Well, I will say this: that was the first time they really did a song like that. So all you know is the homies got a phone call. I'm sure they didn't tell them, "Hey, this is what we're gonna do." They just, "Hey, you guys." A lot of those guys, they have agencies where they pick them up. They probably said, "Hey, dude, we got a video, YG, this and that." You can be like, "Oh hell yeah, I'm gonna go." You're gonna be in the background. These fools came out. I'm sure they had the little fucking guards. They did a little music and.
Yeah, but if we had did that and had a what is it? A Mexican token singer like YG is,
right?
We would have been called racist. That video would have been right off the bat racist.
That's the point that I'm trying to get at.
And if just because he's black, he can basically do what he wants, and nobody's going to tell him nothing. He's not expected to tell him anything because, as far as I've heard, I'm not saying all blacks are like this, but a lot of blacks will tell you, "Oh, I can say what I want. I'm not racist because I'm black." And that's their mentality.
I've heard that.
That's what I seen on the video right now. What they said right there is what that video is.
That's the mentality of a lot of people, but at the same time, the hip-hop community has the young Latino generation all bamboozled, homeboy. All bamboozled. They'll see that, you know what they'll say? Like if I saw some of my nephews that were, I don't know, early 20s, and we did have this conversation. Sharky and his son, they had the conversation. My homeboy Sharky, he's 47. Lil D's like, I think just turned 21, 22. And to him, he was like, Dad, he was paying homage. That's what
How do you pay homage to a black person? That's my question. Yeah. To the viewers and to every. How do you pay homage to a black person? Yeah. To black culture. How do you pay homage to it? You don't, because they'll be racist.
No, you do. You know how you pay homage to them? You buy their sneakers, you buy their CDs, you buy. That's how they see it as we're paying homage. But yeah, you'll be seen as a fucking racist. You're absolutely right. And me personally, yeah, that's offensive. You know what the worst part of it was? It wasn't the flag. I get it. They had a Puerto Rican guy, so I had to put it for him. You're in LA, Holmes. You over here banging with the essays, showing the essays, trying to get certified off the essays, but yet you don't got an essay rapping with you, homie. You don't have an essay rapping with you. You don't. You could have had a mystery.
But he's portraying in the video that he does.
No, he does, and he brought a fucking Puerto Rican.
I mean, no disrespect to Puerto Rican, but nah. If you look in the background, all those look like all Southsiders.
Yeah, that's exactly what they were. They were all essays, and what they did is they got the essays to fucking come in, and they got the Latino, and they got exactly what they wanted. They got the Latino fucking. Oh look, they're playing the mariachi song for us. Yes. They're throwing a carrot out. Nah, homie, put somebody on. And when people say put somebody on, I ain't talking about Chicano rappers. I'm talking about fools like Misfit, fools like King Lil G, Drummer Boy. There's a couple more guys that they've been shooting. We got a couple guys from the Bay Area. Just all kind of guys that they sing. They got swag.
Well, a lot of people about that. The last time we were talking about it, were saying that we're assuming that we were saying. The blacks controlled Hollywood.
Right.
we're not dumb. We know Jews control Hollywood. But the blacks have a lot of say-so inside the music business.
Of course, they have a lot of influence.
Yes.
They have a lot of influence in the movies, in the music industry, in all that.
More the music.
And no. In the movie industry, brother, if you better look at every movie you watch. Captain America turned black. The Watchmen became African American. Then he passed away. There's an HBO series, and his old lady became black. Every superhero, and I'm okay with that. It's not like, oh no, I'm just saying, look how far they have come in the last 10 years or 20 especially. Let's say 20 years. Could you imagine in the 1990s or 30 years to now how far the African American community has came in the movies? Oh my God, they're getting Academy Awards. They're moving up there. Meanwhile, like I said, we're getting less than 3% of the speaking roles, yet we're 18% of the population. We ain't got no table at the yard, homie. That's the way I see it.
Fight for that shit.
Yeah, fight for that shit.
I told the same
Fight for that shit.
What I got. When he was talking about that, I was like, hey, homie, looking at it from a college, I'm taking that fucking chair.
Well, yeah, but
you know what I mean?
Yeah, but if it was easy enough where we just go kill a bunch of people and then we're gonna be on the movies and be this, well then we'd be smoking them. That's what we do. We bangers, but the way now we gotta bang with our brain, we gotta bang with our fucking smarts, work wise, and you know what? Group wise, the numbers that we have is astronomical. Do we have huge numbers? We just don't use them. If we said we're gonna stop watching these kind of movies because this fucking studio doesn't make so many movies and Latinos really stuck to it, dude, we can make a fucking movement.
You know what we got?
Boycott the shit.
Yeah,
we have to. Raza has to invest in Raza. We have to invest in ourselves. We have to make changes for ourselves.
That is true.
Nothing's gonna change unless we change it.
No. Let me tell you something. We have made great changes, dude. You have a lot of Raza, and even out here, homies that run companies, have businesses, are doing this, are doing that. We have changed greatly. If you see us as far as like middle class, dude, we're fucking working our way in there. We as far as the money that gets spent, we're buying the shit. We are the consumer. If we're buying the shit, that's because we're working, homie. We are the consumer, and the power is in the consumer. I understand getting together on first. We get together with the pocket. Don't get this until they put somebody on. And what they'll spin it. Oh, you guys are whining. Well, fuck you. You guys have been whining for how many years? You've been getting your shit. Now we're whining. Now, fuck no. Like I said, we want our fucking table at the yard.
We have to invest in ourselves. We have to get out there and push our agenda a little bit. We want to see more Raza on the movies.
Then that's what we're trying to do.
We want to see. But see, at the same time, Raza, I was looking at a lot of comments, and a lot of people were, oh, wow, rap, Chicano rap, this and that.
Hey, speaking to the mic, I want to hear you.
Chicano rap and all that. You know what, dude? And it's all the same thing. They're all saying the same thing. They need to come up with something more unique. They need to be Raza instead of trying to be a certain, you know what I mean? We always patrol gang members. We always, drug dealers, killers. And that's what they rap about.
I think a lot of these people that do portray this and say this, because most of them really lived it. They lived through that shit, and that's what they got to say. Like, I mean, a lot of rappers that I listen to is just like, yeah, they come out here and there, but it's things that you can relate to. Like, they say a certain thing, a certain slang word, like, you caught on what they're saying. Yeah. So you know what they're saying. You know?
Yeah, but see, we're a small group compared to, just say California. We'll just put all California into a group. We're a small group out of the rest of the country.
No, we're not a small group. We're a big group, but we're unique. We're a unique group.
But we're everybody want to come to California. Everybody. But I'm saying
everybody want to come to fucking Santa Monica Beach.
No, I understand that, but we're a small group considering for the rest of the country, because Raza out there like Nebraska and all them, they don't talk.
All those guys are backtracked. They still smoke crack, boy.
Yeah, they haven't got the meth yet.
But you know what I'm saying? It's like we as our people have to invest in ourselves, change things, but maybe we need to find our niche.
We just need to get educated about what it is.
I don't think we found our niche
in politics, in money.
Yes.
And but you guys are talking about rap right now.
We will be good. Yes. What does money lead to?
That rap. I don't think it's our game. I think we have to fight something.
Oh no! Music is music, brother. Music is music.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be.
No, Sonny. That's because you've listened to it. And that's what happens. it's been saturated with so many bad Chicano rappers. I mean, and straight up, there is, I would say in Chicano rap, I would say probably about 85-90% of the music is just fucking. I'm sorry to say, guys, but it's not my cup of tea. It was my cup of tea probably when I was 15 years old and era muy cholo y vamos pa' acá y whoop whoop whoop. The rest, there is some shit that's banging, but the ones that I'm talking about, I'm not talking about Chicano rap. I'm talking about fools like Misfit. I'm talking about fools like King Lil G. They ain't Chicano rappers. They're fools are rappers, fool. They got skills. They got the beats. They got the swag. They got the whole shebang. But they don't get no airplay. I'm not even talking about fucking take them and give them a $10 million contract. Give them some airplay.
Yeah, but you can't put them on the radio.
Okay, then why then there's not Raza radio that ones are the Raza DJs put them on?
I don't know.
That's
dude.
a good question.
And it's a fucked up shit.
Because you can't put them on.
That's
we
a
got
great question.
people on Power 106, 92.3 that are Raza.
That's a great question.
They're
Raza, but they don't. They can't put their type of music on the radio.
Why not? They did that shit to Correct Black. As soon as Correct Black say something about Nipsey Hussle, everybody banned them.
Yeah.
So what's the problem? He's black and he's Raza.
They can play them, dude. They can definitely. They just don't. It's straight up, and that's the problem. They get no fucking airplay. Like I said, that's not putting them on. But if one of these big fucking African American rappers wanted to bring somebody on, be like, hey, dude, put my boy on. I guarantee they'll put him on.
Yeah.
They'll put them on.
I don't see that. I mean, it could happen.
No, not that
I think we need to come up with something unique. Raza needs to come up with something that's theirs, not anybody else's.
What do you mean that's theirs? Wait.
There's all kinds of different. Look at they got that mumble rap now.
Okay, let me
look at. There's different types of rap. There's different kinds of music.
Sonny,
and those guys, King Lil G and Misfit Solo have the talent where they can come up with something that's original.
What do you mean? They're rapping. They're original. I think the thing with you, brother, you're older guys, son.
He's old. Let's tell
shit again. There we go with the old shit, dog.
Hey, fool. You never.
Fucking put it back on the lease now, homie. The fuck, dog.
Hey, you never really fucked with rap. It was against your fucking upbringing. The homies told this fool in the joint, you can't listen to rap, homie.
Everybody listens to rap. Everybody listens to rap.
Hey, you did it, but nah, dude. We listen. Rap game. Let me tell you this. You want to take Chicano out the rap game? You want to sit there and let's separate. Let's separate black and rap. Right?
First of all, no, you're misinterpreting what I'm saying.
No, I get exactly what you're saying, but again, you're an older guy. You don't. The rap game ain't your thing. Homie. Let's talk oldies after. As far as the rap game goes, take out the lowriders, take out the tattoos, take out the gang shit. That's what we are, homie.
We try to portray us. That's what I try to get.
Homie. That's if they say we try to steal that culture, homie. We've been doing this shit. What the fuck's wrong with you? No, we've been doing. Lowriders is Whittier, tattoos is essays, all this shit. And all of a sudden, these fools us.
No, we were the first ones to get sleep.
That's what I'm saying. They start coming out. That's what I'm saying. Now they're all in tattoos. Really, only fools at the joint. Like. I was like, when I go to the joint, and I never did. My plan was, and that was a fucking actual plan I had written down somewhere.
Right. But see, you're taking maybe I'm not explaining this right. Okay. King Lil G, Misfit Solo, those guys have talent. Okay, they can battle on the rap game. Nigga this, nigga that. And talk about the gangbang.
They don't say nigga about it.
Yeah, obviously you've never heard their music.
No, I'm just saying. You know what I mean? But it's they have enough talent to make something original. Maybe not. I'm not saying maybe not. It's not rap, but similar to rap. Like they came out with mumble rap.
So you want these guys to invent something new?
Listen, these guys got lyrics. These guys got lyrics. They could say things. It's like anybody with lyrics, you can put them on the beat, and if you have the flow, you have the lyrics, you could shoot it. Guess what? You're gonna make a song, brother.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not. You don't have to say the N word. You don't have to say this. No. If you got the like the rhythm, the flow, it's just gonna come out, dude.
They got it.
Hey, Misfit Soto has bangers, dude.
Yeah.
I understand. He has bangers where I could turn that up and say, damn, I can relate to that. I'll run that shit back.
Relate. The beats on fucking point. The lyrics on point.
From my understanding, he makes his own shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Dude, got skills.
But listen, these guys are actually what is it called?
They're not gonna make a new rap for you, Sonny.
No, they're actually what's that word? Like copying what the other blacks are doing. What the blacks are doing.
Again. Hey,
Dude, wait.
Listen,
you guys don't let me finish.
Who started this gangster shit? What are they copying? What are they copying?
No, but you don't understand what I'm talking about.
I don't
I'm trying to explain to you that the rap game came out of black community. Correct?
You know what? You better. This is a great time.
I think he has to do his
hold on. This is a great time. Take commercial. I'm gonna plug the homie Tony fucking Vision's Rhodium documentary, and that's the thing that Sonny Boy here's gonna have to watch.
Steve Yano was like, he was already a legend at that time. Just his name alone. With all the shout outs on the mixtape. So we went down there, and first time I met him, I was just like, I was tripping out. I was like, I didn't even know he was Asian.
But we also heard about Tony A, because he was the one that was putting them together, scratching and like putting, manually scratching, not and all that bullshit, but he was manually scratching.
When I'm long gone, those mixtapes are still gonna live on. My voice, Easy, Q, Dre, saying my name, Tony A here at the Rhodium, cutting it up, or Steve Yano, etc. Who else can say that? And me being a Latino, being Mexican.
He said, hey man, I got somebody that you might want to meet, man. And I was like, well, who is that, man? And then he was like, Tony A. And I was like, oh, shit. He was like, yeah, he helped me do some of these tapes or whatever. I'm like, Tony A. I was like, cool, man. I'm thinking like, once again, I'm like, I don't know what Tony A looked like.